Hari Om. Today I have got a chance to speak about Bhakti Yoga. First, to speak about Bhakti, we should know the proper definition of Bhakti, by which we can clear the misunderstandings about Bhakti. There are three definitions for Bhakti. The first definition is Bhakti is Jnana Visheshaha, which means Bhakti is the ripened stage of Jnana. Jnana just doesn't mean material knowledge, like studying in class, not that knowledge. Jnana here means the spiritual knowledge, and spiritual knowledge not just doesn't mean the knowing Vedas. It's knowing the Vedas properly, or knowing the Brahman. The second definition is Sneha Purvam Anudhyanam Bhaktirit Abhidhiyate. Sneha Purvam, with love and affection. Anudhyanam, to constantly think of Lord. So, to constantly think of Lord with love and affection. And the third definition is Taila Dharavat Avichinna Smriti Santana Rupam Iti Bhakti. So, if you open a can which contains oil, it drops as a column, not like a water which splatters and splash. So our thought process should be like the oil. It should be one after the other in succession. So here in the slide, we get to know that Bhakti is the ripened stage of Jnana, and Bhakti is our love and affection towards the Lord. It's not just praying the Lord. Uncle, next slide. Now the question is, on whom to do Bhakti? The Shastra says, Karanastu Dheyaha, which means we should worship the Jagat Karan, or the creator of the universe. And who is the creator of the universe? He is none other than Lord Vishnu. There are enough evidences for this from Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita, which we are discussing right now. Uncle, next slide. I'm going to quote one more definition, which is from Mahabharata Shanti Parva and Anushashana Parva, where King Yudhishthira asks Bhishma PITHAAMAH three questions, which are Kimaikam Devatam Loke Kimba Pekam Parayanam Stuvandarkam Kamarchantam Prapniyur Manava Shubham Ko Dharma Sarva Dharmanam Bhavata Paramomatah Kim Japan Muchyate Jantur Janma Samsara Bandhanat. So here King Yudhishthira asks, who is the supreme Lord and creator of the universe, and by worshipping whom we can attain moksha or liberation. For this, Uncle, next slide. For this, Bhishma PITHAAMAH answers, Jagat Prabhum Devadevam Anantam Purushottamam Stuvan Nama Sahasrena Purusha Satatotitaha. Uncle, so like this he continues, Anadinitanam Vishnum Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Lokadiksham Suvan Nityam Sarva Dukkadi Govavet. And then he continues, Pavitranam Pavitram Yo Mangalanam Cha Mangalam Devatam Devatanam Cha Bhutanam Yo Avyaya Pita Yetas Sarvani Bhutani Bhavanti Adi Yugagame Yasmincha Pralayam Yanti Punareva Yugakshaye. So here Bhishma PITHAAMAH clearly explains that there is no one superior to Lord Vishnu. He is the creator of the universe. He is the supreme Lord, and by worshipping him only, we can attain moksha or liberation. Uncle, next slide. And here Lord Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shayastita Aham Adimscha Madhyamscha Bhutanam Antamevacha. So here Lord Krishna says, he resides in everybody's heart. He is the beginning, middle, and end. Uncle, next slide. And the first shloka here is from the 7th chapter. Matta Partaram Nanyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya Mai Sarvam Idam Protum Sutre Manigana Iva. Here Lord Krishna says he is the supreme Lord. And the next shloka is from the 9th chapter. Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpaksheya Punastano Kalpadav Vishnu Jamiyaham. Here Lord Krishna says he is the creator of the universe. Uncle, next slide. And now the question is, why Bhakti? Why not Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga? It's because only Bhakti can give us moksha or liberation. And this has been told by him in Lord Krishna in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktyato ananyaya shakya ham evam vitorjuna nyatum drishtyum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Here Lord Krishna says Bhakti, and only by Bhakti, ananya, So Ananya, so bhakti, and only by bhakti a person could understand Lord Krishna, see Lord Krishna, and get liberation or moksha. And karma yoga and jnana yoga are just angas or parts of bhakti yoga. And karma yoga helps in purifying our past karmas, and jnana yoga, uncle, next slide. And Gyana Yoga helps in fixing our mind on the Lord with the help of Karma Yoga, and helps in cultivating knowledge about the Lord. And when the Jnana matures with the element of love, it becomes Bhakti Yoga. And now the question is, how to do Bhakti? For some exalted devotees like Alvars, Gopis, Bhakti comes naturally, which is Siddha Bhakti. And for ordinary people like us, Bhakti comes only by a process, which is Sadhana Bhakti. And the process is called Navamida Bhakti. This Navamida Bhakti is explained by explained in the shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, which has been told by Prahalad Maharaj to his own father. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho Smaranam, Padasevanam, Achanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Shakyam, Atmanivedanam. Iti Pumsar Pitor Vishnuho, Bhaktischa Navalakshana. So Shravanam is to hear about the glories of Lord. We'll be constantly hearing about the glories of Lord, and then we'll chant the holy name or sing the holy name of Lord, which is Kirtan, and then we'll constantly remember Lord, which is Vishnuho Smaranam, and like this we'll slowly develop and surrender ourselves to the Lord, which is Atmanivedanam. Uncle, next slide. And is this process difficult? No, not at all. It has been described in the 9th chapter, 2nd verse, and this has been described in the 9th chapter, 2nd verse of Bhagavad Gita. Raja Vidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Itamuttamam Pratyaksha Avagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartam Avayam. Bhakti is very pleasant to do. Susukam Kartam Avayam. So there are only less situations where the process is also easy and the result is good. For example, if you need to get good marks in exam, we need to study hard, and studying is not very easy. It's a difficult process, but the result is very good, like getting good marks. But here in Bhakti, the process is very pleasant to do, and the result is the sweetest of all, which is the lotus feet of Lord. And this is why Bhakti Yoga is recommended for us. We have to just think of the glories of Lord and share it with each other. And this is just why Lord takes Vibhavatas like Rama and Krishna and do Leelas for us to enjoy. And it has been said by him in the 10th chapter. Machitta Madgada Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayantascha Maam Nityam Tushyanti Charamanti Cha. So Lord Krishna says he does Leelas, and we just think of his Leelas, share it with each other, and we'll be in bliss. Uncle, next. I think most of us here would have seen Little Krishna. Whenever I see Little Krishna, I feel some joy and I'll be in bliss. But when I watch and other movies or other serials, I don't get the feeling, because this is the Little Krishna is a series of Lord's glories. It shows Lord's glories. Uncle, next slide. And is pleasing Lord difficult? No, not at all. Lord is a Saulabhyan, which means easy to please. Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati That Bhakti Upakritam Ashnami Pretatmanaha. So here Lord says, whatever we offer to the Lord, like if you offer him a cup of glass of water, if you offer him a grass, whatever you offer to him, but with love towards him, with bhakti, he accepts it. He accepts it with full heart. Uncle, next slide. I think most of us know these three stories. The first story is about Sudama, and when Sudama gives Krishna flat rice, just flat rice, but Krishna accepts it and eats it, and in return Krishna gives more wealth to Sudama, which even Sudama didn't want. And the second question, second story is from the Mahabharata about Mahatma Vidur. When Lord Krishna visits Hastinapura, he stays in Mahatma Vidur's house, and there Mahatma Vidur will be in great ecstasy that instead of giving the banana, he gives the to Lord, he gives the banana peels to the Lord, but still Lord accepts it and he eats it. And the next story is from Ramayana of Sabari, and Sabari gives fruits to Rama. She tastes the fruit and checks if it is good for Rama to eat or not, and then only she gives to Rama, but still Rama accepts it. Uncle, next slide. And while we Uncle, my father said if we want we can skip this slide because of we are time consuming.
No, please continue. No problem.
Okay, Uncle. And during the progression, while we progress, we do Sharanagati. We do Sharanagati to the Lord, and there are qualities in Sharanagati which are Anukulasya Sankalpa, which is do things which pleases the Lord, and Pratikulasya Varjanam, next is not to do things which the Lord dislikes. And the third one is Rakshasya Iti Vishwasam, which is having faith that Lord will protect us. And the fourth one is Gotritve Varanam Stata, which is praise to Lord to give us liberation. And the fifth one is Atmanikshebhya Karpanya, which is you should feel helpless. We should feel helpless without Lord. And the last one, and these are the 5 Shadvida Sharanagati, or 6 types of Sharanagati. And what are the signs of progression? There are stages in progression. The first step is Shraddha, or having faith in our scriptures, having faith in Lord, or having faith in our Bhakti we do. And when we start having faith, when we have faith, we'll come in contact with devotees, which is Sadhu Sangama. And then when we come in contact with devotees, we'll start practicing the process of Bhakti, which is Bhajana Kriya. And then our karmas will get purified, which is Anartha Nivrti. And when our karmas all get purified, and then we get the taste for Bhakti, which is Ruchi, and we get Nishtha, which is conviction. Uncle, next slide. Lord Krishna again and again says in 9th and 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Manmana bhavamadbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mameva yashyasi yuktva evam atmana matparayanam. So Lord Krishna says that worship me, worship me and do bhakti on me, and you'll get moksha or liberation. Thank you. Hari Om.